Today I'd like to talk to you about what's in this package. It's a sort of unboxing for those who love unboxing. It's a compact slider. What is a slider? Well, a slider is just a rail with wheels and a mount that you put your camera on, video will still, and it slides along, hence the name slider. This is the Zeapon, as in weapon, micro, because it's small, version 2. It is a compact slider, and what does that mean? Well, if you have a 30-inch slider, from here to here is 30 inches of travel, and from here to here is 30 inches plus your supports on the end. A compact slider uses a different method. The normal slider has your rails and your wheels, and you slide along backwards and forwards, a bit like, say, a rowing machine. If it's 10 foot long, you've got to carry around a 10 foot long slider with you. The compact type, they have 2 rollers, a rail, a carriage, a fixed centre. So instead of the carriage moving along the fixed rails, you have the carriage, which has got wheels on it. You have the actual slider bar or extrusion, whatever it's made out of. That is also free to move. And then what holds the rollers together, the assembly, that's fixed to your tripod. And you have a belt going around the 2 pulleys, fixed in the middle, and on your slider, carriage, also fixed. So when you pull it along, the carriage slides along the rails. Let's just say the rails are 100mm. So you have your cable or your belt coming up 100mm around the pulley, 100mm. So what happens is that, and there's also on the other end 100mm. So when you pull this, it actually is pulling that belt up, and as you slide along, it pushes the whole slide assembly along. So even though this is compact, it can actually move longer than what the rails are. So that means if you want to put it in a backpack, this much space, but it can travel that much space. The downside, of course, is that as they're hanging over here, you only got the support, you'll get slop and the weight characteristics. But for light cameras these days, they're perfect. As you know what's going to be in here and how it works, I'll undo it for you. And the other good thing too is that for once we've had a local supplier who sells it for the same price as the Chinese supplier, on eBay of course. So it was a win-win. I'll just open her up. And it was local stock as well, because sometimes you get a local seller but they get their friends in China to mail it out to you. Make sure I don't cut any fingers off. Now, it comes with a bag. When you get a bag, it comes in a box. But I just noticed that the bag is outside the box. So apparently, it seems like you get the slider, and that might be an accessory which they charge you extra for, and they've managed to make up a pack with this. So it's a Micro 2. It's 33 centimetres, so just over a foot, and it travels 54. So 33 up to 54. Weighs 1.1 kilos and it can hold 5 kilos. Ta-da! Quarter 3/8 thread insert, little Allen key, and the instructions. There it is. There it is. There's some protective tape. Well, there she is. That insert similar on the bottom. So it's got a quarter or 3/8 tap toe. That will fit on your tripod. There's a belt. Looks like an XL belt. Reverse way around, so there's no tooth pulleys. This particular one of the big deals about it on the advertising is it got a little bit of sponge in there that wipes the ways, that keeps the dust off. It's got a quick lock on here so you can lock it and carry it. I'll just get these little, maybe it should be on, it's full length. Maybe don't take yours off. Yeah, I'll take that one off the one. So as you can see, this is how it works. This is mounted central. The camera fits on there, start in the middle. So you want to slide across there. So what's that, lined up with my shoulder, let's say. So it moves along, moves along, moves along, moves along. And there it is. past my shoulder. But you can feel the tension, the extra weight moves along there. Now, it's actually, if you done that to a normal slider with just the wheels, it would slam down. It would slam down. So this one has got one of the wheels has got like an impeller in it, so, and oil or grease. So when it spins around, the friction trying to push the grease and that out of the way, same as your tripod heads and all that, slows it down, gives it a bit of drag. Instead of trying to push a normal one, which is too easy to sort of jerk, this one you can push smoothly along. That's one of the other selling points to it. The problem with them is that you can't really, well, you can mount it to the ground, but as you can see, once your camera goes over, it will fall down. So they make up a bracket that fits in, it's got two little legs. But the thing is, the slider's under $300. The support is roughly about $150. And it's just an aluminium plate with 4 finger legs on it. So what they don't make on the slider, I think they make up on the accessories. If you really wanted to mount it to something, say a table, you just have to put a clamp on, making sure that your camera's high enough to clear it. And this is the 1 finger lock, push on, and that's lock. So that way, when you've got it on your tripod and you want to move your tripod along the way, your camera doesn't overbalance as you're carrying it. So it's supposed to be the Zeapon, but it's got that logo. Of course, I think it says pork set. Is that what it says? Is that what it says to you? Pork set? Looks like P-O-R-K-S-E-T, pork set. So maybe that's why it's cheaper. It's a rip-off, a clone. Maybe not. The advertiser on eBay, and we know how honest they are, said it was. It just says micro too. So that's a slider. Now what I'm planning to do it, because I could have built one of these myself. The materials would have probably cost me as much as what this is. But I'm planning to put a little drive motor on it and to do control with an Arduino. 2 reasons. One is if you've looked at my other videos, and for a complete list of all my other videos, that's why it's at the start. You just pause down and they're all listed in alphabetical so you can see what the video is called to search for. In my workshop, mounting the tripod and the legs come out, it takes up a lot of room on the floor. You've got a machine here and a machine here and about 2 foot gap, and you need about a 4 foot base for the tripod. Then you've got the tripod sitting like that, the camera's there, and you want to look down. So you can't really get over and look at what you want. So the idea of this is not only to be a slider, but also to be an extender. The camera can move, like they said, 1/2 metre. Well, I'm sorry, 250 away from there, but the travel on the video can be moved like that. So as I can get closer, I'll just use it here to show you what I mean. So the tripod can be where my hand is, but the camera can move right over there, which means it can fit between machines. I could have a box here and a box there sort of thing, and the camera can fit between. Whereas if I didn't use this, the camera would be sitting here and half your shot will be covered by the box. And the other thing with the Arduino 2 control, I'm planning to do those zoom, what is it called? Zoom track, zoom pan. And what that is that as it was famous in Vertigo and all those sort of things. So what happens in there is that you have your camera mounted, you have a controller on your zoom. So normally a zoom, you would zoom in, and this sort of perspective would stay the same, just get smaller. But when you move the camera in, you get the effect of the distance objects moving, the perspective and all that. So the background sort of moves in 3D space rather than zoom is just a flat. So what happens there is that as you either track in or track out or zoom in and zoom out, the person or the object stays the same size, but the background just seems to move. Sometimes it looks like they're pushing them on a trolley and they're moving back and they're still zooming. It's quite a good effect. If I get enough viewers, a couple of thousand viewers, I'm still trying to get 10,000 subscribers, then I'll put that next video up and show you how I modified it and what you can do. I'll be using this in the next videos I'll be doing. I've got a couple to do, so I'll be trying it out then to see it in action. So I just thought I'd show it to you today, since it just come, what it's all about, what it means. And if you have some questions, press that little blue dot down here, the little ball, and that will get you to subscribe. So if you've got any questions, subscribe and they'll get answered. And as always, thanks for watching.